Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of
Match Muti.
I don't know. Is that how we go? Is that how we do it?
Nick Wonga, they added spice. You know, they normally follow your lead, Silo, but they can see you're rattled today, so then they've taken the lead. Yeah, good job, gentlemen.
Hey,
good job.
Had to rush off and find electricity somewhere, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you and me both. But I do. Before we carry on talking about football, we jump straight into it. For those of you who are watching, who are on the line, who here do you think we were waiting for? Take a wild guess. You can tell us in the comments. But in the top right corner, wait, I can hear myself, gents. Who's got the reverb there? Is that you, Silo?
How?
I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna put you on mute.
Hey guys, found out it was him the last time.
Yeah. I put Silo on mute. He must fix these things there. In the top right hand corner, we got Wonga Denga, the Denga Denga, aka the leader. Now. Top three, the leader of Fresh Legs. If you got young kids in 000, 00, single zeros, what are the age groups, Wonga? You can tell everyone the age groups. It's what?
000 to grade 7.
What does that translate to, like a lay person, like a person who doesn't know schooling?
And so 4-year-olds up until 13.
Okay, 4-year-olds to 13-year-olds. Wonga takes care of them from a fundamental foundation level academy based sort of situation. And then we got Selo Lolo Kale trying to fix his sound. Let's see. We're going to bring him back into the situation. Selo, Lolo, Kale, you want to say hello to the people? Our financial guy, Red Devil. Are you?
How's it, guys? How you guys doing? I'm trying to
definitely did something. You did something because you're not echoing anymore.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
You're good to go. And then, of course, we've got Nick Stothard, the ex-PFC man, the man who's just launched or is busy launching officially on the 15th of March, the XP Arena. Nick, you want to say hello?
What's up, guys? Good to be back on the show. Excited to talk about my team. We're playing tonight. Hopefully extend the unbeaten run.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that. Like that. Jets,
I think it'll happen.
The confidence in this man.
The Chelsea fan. You didn't hear Warren. They're gone, bro. They're frozen.
They're frozen.
Technically, Arsenal's third. They must depart. Take them out. Arsenal's third.
What?
Go up.
What?
That's not must happen. They must just take them out.
Why would bring that into the Premier League, man? Leave that alone, Wonga.
It was just eliminate them.
Next thing,
just be careful. Just be careful when you're using the term eliminate, Nick. Don't use that loosely.
Next thing, if it was the PSL, Nick would buy Chelsea status and then be number three, change names, call it Newcastle United, and then be number 3 in the log and play Champions League next season.
So the thing is,
that's funny.
That literally happens here in South Africa.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yep, that's what happens, man. By a status, all of a sudden you play in CAF Confederation Cup or CAF Champions League. You're like, what? How'd I get you?
And you know, Wits got sold to TTM, and Wits were in the CAF Champions League for a long time, and I think they'd just fallen out. Imagine TTM bought them with a CAF status. Those teams from Egypt would have to go there to flipping vendor there, Tayondo.
Exactly. They'll play them in the heat. They'll play the game at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. The hottest when the sun is here.
Yes.
Right, gents. Well, let's start with that news. Obviously, Warren's been active in the comments there. Wonga's already touched on the technicalities of being third in the league. I mean, Abramovich being sanctioned by the UK and Chelsea getting hit by this. What are our thoughts?
Look, it's a tough one, like we said before. I think he obviously saw this one coming, something like this coming, and that's why he tried to release everything before. Obviously, did it in the good. Taking the club into consideration. I think that's what he was trying to do, and obviously you can see it didn't happen in time. And yeah, now the clubs, yes, there's a lot. If I read, I think they basically can't do anything. Can't buy players. Only season ticket. So it's only season ticket. People can watch the matches. I'm not sure you guys
buy a beverage or a beer or a hot dog.
Yes. Yeah, so there's basically no money's coming in there basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's hectic. Flipping out. Yeah. So now
have you guys seen the memes? Have you guys seen the memes? They say Kante.
I haven't.
There's a meme where Kante is busy making like pap. There's a picture
I
of
have
someone who
seen
looks
that.
like, there's a picture of some guy who looks like
Let me
Kante.
let me let me
making
pull it
pap,
up.
making pap, and they say this is what Kante will be doing for Chelsea players. Then they say Kante will be singing at halftime to the fans and saying halftime entertainment, man. Oh, man, it's
These
crazy.
guys are out.
But also, I heard that they limited to £20,000 to spend on away fixtures, which isn't enough
Yes.
to go. It isn't enough to go for the European matches because they would have to fly to France, then still book accommodation. You know, I think they need to find a motel, man. They need to find like a cheap motel to stay in France or something. You know,
They're gonna have to go on a bus or something.
Bruh.
yeah, that's right. That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, let me just fix this there.
Oh,
you
where do
go.
you guys get these things, Oaks?
Kante cooking food for his teammates after Chelsea cut off their gates.
That's brilliant.
Yes, guys, it's it, bro.
Oh, man, it's gonna be
shit,
crazy,
bro.
man. They're gonna fly. They're gonna, yeah, as you said, they're gonna catch a bus. To what's this? Catch a bus to Lille. That's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be
You know,
ridiculous,
some of the teams had to do that a couple of years ago when they had that volcano explosion, I think in Iceland, and there was that volcanic ash across the whole of Europe.
When people couldn't
and they
fly.
couldn't fly. Yeah, and I recall a couple of teams did it. I think AC Milan traveled to Barcelona via bus, but I don't think Italy and Spain are too far away. But yeah, imagine you see Chelsea having to go onto a bus there. I think there's an underground road, or they'd have to catch a ferry with their bus, and that would be hilarious.
Anything that makes it more difficult for them to stay in the top three, I am okay with it. Abramovich will sort out his problems.
Claudio's playing with the microphones here. This guy, I don't know what he's doing, man. Like, he needs to be on my side here. What's happening, Claudio?
I mean, I am on your side. I just don't like hearing myself talk or think there. But also, shout out there to Nevada and Arjun for joining us. Look at this.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Okay, so Wonga, you've said your piece from the Chelsea perspective. What are your thoughts? I mean, Nick, you want to elaborate on this, and then we'll get Settle to touch on his sort of angle.
I think what was key is the sports, the Secretary of Culture, if I'm not mistaken, explained, what the rules and regulations will be because of the sanctions from the government. But I think the sports minister has come out and sort of said, listen, you guys need to, you're looking at this from sort of the wrong angle. You need to just take into consideration that this is not necessarily the livelihood of the people working at Chelsea, but also,
Sorry, Nick,
culture.
I'm just reading Arjun's comment. Is this an intentional typo, or is he trying to say Lukaku instead of Lukaku? Is it Lukaku that is going to retire? Anyway, sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they were sort of suggesting they need to sort of be very careful in the sense of dealing with a whole fan base in an area within London who, earn this hard-earned money to go and watch their team play, essentially, because it's not necessarily, his assets are frozen. Roman Abramovich's assets are frozen, but this is not a physical asset per se. Obviously, the stadium's a physical asset, the training ground, etc. But there's a fundamental part of the club is run by human resources and is made up by human resources. So it's quite tricky. I was listening to Simon Jordan speak today, and he's owned Crystal Palace. He was chatting to Jim White, and he had said that he thinks that this sale can go through still. If it's handled properly. I didn't quite get the full conversation, but the problem that Roman Abramovich has now is that bidders are going to come in here and say, this guy's desperate. They're going to just drop the price. So he's not going to get what he wants for this is the worst case scenario for Roman Abramovich, and any potential bidders aren't going to bid the asking price. I can guarantee you that. They probably go about half or 60% of it at most, I think. But it's very uncertain for the players as well as the coaching staff, because what I was reading and listening to on Sky Sports now is that you can't specifically perform any actions within the asset. So that would include you wouldn't be able to renew
Contracts.
contracts. You wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to sign players,
Sell,
which has
buy.
obviously been discussed. Yeah, and that leaves the coach in limbo because he doesn't.
Stuck.
These players. I think Christensen obviously looks like he's going to Barcelona, but Rudiger, they're trying to get a new contract signed. If they don't get this thing
Azpilicueta as
sorted
well.
out, Azpilicueta, if they don't get this sorted out before the end of the season, they're going to be in heavy trouble. And also, just looking at them not being able to sell any tickets, so they're going to have sort of half empty stadiums going to these games. I know the away games are only sold 3 matches in advance, so they might not even have fans being able to go to the away games, because when you buy your season ticket, it entitles you to all the home games, and then you have first choice of buying the away ticket. So the last couple of away games for them also might not be able to. You might not see any Chelsea fans, which will be very interesting and quite weird for the players. And yeah, I don't necessarily. Also, prize money. I read prize money. They don't. They might not be entitled to getting any prize money because of this
that's crazy.
situation.
Nick, sorry, I just want to cut you off there in terms of you saying the offers have already they've come down. They've drastically
Yeah.
dropped. I mean, look at it went from 50 rand. Firstly, Nevada's saying that Goal Lounge can buy Chelsea next. Then Arjun's saying 50 rand. Then Warren dropping the price down to 350 final offer. And then he said, no, it's going to be nice and add some Skittles. So, there we go, Silo. What are your thoughts, sir? And yes, Pums, our Chelsea guy. Listen to this. Actually, fuck Roman and his mates. Bro,
No, man. I think
how's Roman getting called into this?
We're
It's
coming
the
for you,
English.
Booms.
The English are chowing the man, yeah.
It's tough. It's tough for Chelsea, man. I think, guys, we've spoken about it before. The fact that these Premier League clubs, their owners have these links in terms of Saudi Arabia, where Newcastle, obviously Abu Dhabi with Man City, and their owners have some, I want to not say skeletons or sketchy pasts, So now we're kind of focusing on Roman Abramovich because obviously of the war that's happening in Ukraine. But Roman Abramovich is not the person who's attacking the Ukraine. Yes, he's got links to Putin, but it's a direct links or an indirect links. You know what I mean? So I think also that they're probably trying to target all the rich people, all the rich Russians, so all the oligarchs, which is probably just they're doing a blanket rule. But I think you shouldn't affect the dealings of a club like Chelsea, where it's actually an entity that's trying to obviously there's labor laws as well, guys. This also going to impact labor laws. Lawyers are going to come in and say there's labor laws that are being infringed by certain restrictions that are imposed on Chelsea and the players that are participating for Chelsea. Players want to extend their contracts. Players want to do this and that. You know what I mean? So I think there's some legal stuff that could happen, but let's see what happens. But I think that they shouldn't be affected. But what is it?
Listen, I like Nevada's
You gotta
comment.
read it out. Remember the rule with comments, gents. If you're gonna stop and pause, you gotta read it out. You gotta read it out.
Vods must shut up. I'm not reading out anything.
Wonga, read it out. Read it out for those that are listening. Read it out, here, Wonga. Oh wait, sorry, my bad. There we go.
Guys, we need to save our money. Let's not buy Chelsea. Rather buy some lights.
I'm not in my place, guys. What must I do, guys?
Hey man, it's still better. You're doing better than I did on Tuesday. I was talking to these guys middle of the show. My lights literally just went off. So yeah, you're doing all right there.
But
Also,
tell
Sam,
me, in terms of just what Selo was saying, just from what I'm understanding with why there's so many sanctions around the rich Russians, essentially, is they hoping that this has an effect on Putin, because if there's connections with Putin in terms of business dealings, if they can't trade, their assets are frozen.
That's true.
That hits Russia's pocket, and then hopefully there's a ripple effect. But it looks like nothing's going to stop Putin at the moment, unfortunately, because it's quite a sad state of affairs to what's happening then in Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's pity. I wonder if Roman Abramovich is a Chelsea fan. Maybe deep down they know he's got stronger links to Chelsea than we know. And
listen, I think Warren is asking. I don't think staff are at risk of losing their jobs, but I mean, if there are sort of staff members, players that are looking to get contracts renewed, those are in limbo at the moment. So that's from what I understand. So no dealings that, you know, I probably, for lack of better words, encompass the running of a business, which is now Chelsea Football Club. They can't happen while the asset is frozen. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but that's what I'm sort of understanding from this whole situation. And I thought what was interesting is if they win the Champions League again, which obviously that's up in the air. If they challenge for maybe the FA Cup, there's questions around whether or not the certain prize money might not be allocated to the team. And specifically, the question was asked about broadcast rights. Should Chelsea be in a position to have that forfeited? And from what I'm understanding at the moment is that is a pre-existing contract in place. So I don't think it can affect it. However, the actual flow of income coming into Chelsea, how that will work is yet to be seen, I guess. But I mean, if I was a Chelsea fan right now, I'd be very worried.
Geez, well, Pums is a Chelsea fan. Pums, put those comments there in the.
Where's our Chelsea representative?
Pums is angry, bro.
Also, guys, look here. If Arjun is correct, Jay, saying they're also in 1.5 billion in debt and they might go to administration, which means Wonga a 12-point deduction. So you weren't wrong in.
But listen, is Arjun joking? Because Arjun likes to make jokes, so he must tell us.
90-minute
but also, there's rumors about something similar happening with Everton.
Yeah, because of their 30% or 30% minority shareholder. But you know what they did though, Celo? They cut ties with him before he could be sanctioned. If that makes sense. But that puts, if you guys have seen, Everton had those plans for the new stadium. And he was the one funding that. And I think the name of the stadium was going to be after his Russian company. So I think that's specifically up in the air now because he's obviously not allowed to be associated with the club. So it's quite scary. And I think what's also key with this whole situation is Roman Abramovich came out and he had suggested that all the funds or profits that he was going to make off the club, I don't know if that's true, was going to Ukraine. But now it's a catch-22 because if he was going to get, what was it, 2.5 billion or 3 billion pounds, that's a lot of money. But now if people want to spend £3.50, that's not going to really help the Ukrainian effort. So yeah, it's quite a hectic, guys, and this is moving like by the minute. It's like
Settle. Here's your answer as to why we don't have a Chelsea representative on the show. According to Warren, the visa has been blocked for Goal Lounge.
Oh wow! So we're not allowed to have him as well.
Apparently, Arjun saying, please let's get Glazer's 5th or 6th cousin be Russian. Okay. All right, gentlemen, we're going to move on from this. Next one, we're going to touch on before we speak about the Premier League, the Champions League. Sorry, Chelsea's on the mind here. The Champions League recap. What do you think happened this week, and what are your thoughts there, Wonga Denga, especially what happened last night with PSG and Real Madrid?
Well, before that one, I think Sanchez was hard done for a fair tackle.
Claudio, I think we need to check that challenge. I've seen Van Dijk make a tackle on Dries Mertens and nothing happened to him.
You remember?
Dries Mertens did the same thing to me in the same game, by the way. Just putting that out there. But
no favoritism.
But look, I mean, I think we can never say. But I mean, these refs, they need to start making right decisions. I mean, geez, and use the flipping monitor if you're not too sure.
No, but one guy, guys, it was a second yellow, so you can't use the monitor.
Yeah, no, but the second yellow. But I mean, the challenge itself, you could see even when I saw it. I'll be honest with you, when I saw it on the TV, I literally watching it. He's got a better view on the field. I could see Sanchez going for the tackle, but also pull out to make the contact less. He goes in, he touches, and I see him touch the ball. I see everything first time. And then I was shocked that he actually got a yellow card for it. I mean, if he had blown and given a foul, I would understand that. But to give a yellow card and look, this guy went in and he wanted to take the guy out where he was careless with the tackle. But I mean, it is what it is. I think Liverpool, we are a better team.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. Even if that didn't happen, so the red card didn't come out, do you think the game would have changed? I mean, I know they had scored, and momentum, arguably, you could say was a little bit in their favor, a little bit, but still, I actually think the tie was determined by the fact. Yeah.
I think they could have pushed for a second goal. They could have pushed for
That's
it.
what I also think as well.
Obviously,
It depends what
but
hat
leaving
you have
themselves.
on. To be honest with you, Claudio,
but
if
leave
you're an
the-
Inter fan, you're going to say it's changed the game.
Yeah, I suppose judging by last night's sort of result, but I think that game was, that game was affected largely by the away goals rule not being in place. I kind of feel like it was game management from Liverpool's perspective. They weren't great, but they did hit the crossbar a couple of times. I think 3 times, twice by Salah, Muti did as well. So they weren't the best, but I don't know if they would have and like you said, I'm wearing the Liverpool hat now. So if you're an Inter fan, you're saying it's a big game changer, but that Martinez goal came out of nowhere. It was a smashing goal.
Exactly.
And it was very poor defending from Van Dijk. Gave him far too much space. Didn't even try and block it.
Can we criticize him?
It was tired.
He tried to use his aura. He tried to use his aura to block the shot. He was just like,
I think
Dragon Ball Z vibes. He thinks he's got like a bubble that it's going to stop the ball somehow. It's like power up, and no. He didn't even power up. Super Saiyan vibe.
I think what Van Dijk does there, honestly, I think what Van Dijk does there is, but he's obviously done it long. He's giving him too much space. He's trying to give him, only enough space to shoot, but he thinks, just to shoot, but closer to the nearer post, so that Alisson, he knows if it's going to Alisson's going to save it. But the shot went far post, and he definitely didn't cover it correctly. It's given him the whole goal. And it went in. And I've seen in the past, Man United, when they had Van der Sar, I saw many times the players were comfortable with giving some of the players shots. They would let them shoot because they knew Van der Sar, in certain angles, Van der Sar would actually have it. But it is what it is. I think, you can't say. That's why I said, because the momentum just struck there. It was a goal and then a record, so you can't really say. And then to go on to the yesterday's match, Karim Benzema. I'll be honest with you guys. The first leg was PSG the whole way. I honestly didn't see Real Madrid coming back. So what did I do? I went to sleep. I didn't even watch the game.
You missed all that.
I look up and I see they won. I said, that's impossible. How the heck did they beat PSG? And I saw, it was again, and I felt sorry. Shame Pochettino missed out on the Champions League again. With a better team this time.
But from what I read, the Liverpool side, it seemed like they dominated the game in terms of possession. But from what I understand, also it wasn't the best game. It wasn't great. Also, I think you haven't lost Claudio at home in like a year and a bit.
No, guys.
Since Fulham.
They lost to Burnley, guys. Come on.
But the last game it was Fulham officially.
At Anfield.
Before they got ready. Yeah.
No, what about Fulham? That was after Fulham. That was after Burnley.
It was first.
It was Burnley and then Fulham, right?
Well, it's a long run, guys. That's what
I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I'm just saying that the pub team also beat you guys at home, right?
You know what? Just give the Man United fan his little bit of glory. That's the only thing he can hang on to. He sounds like a Liverpool fan in the past. That's what he sounds like.
But the pub team did beat you guys at Anfield.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that now. We're talking
what
about...
I'm trying to say, guys, listen, let me finish my conversation. It's probably the best moment for you guys to lose at Anfield in the last 16 when you pretty much were through and that game didn't really matter. You've got that out the way. You've got sort of a run in through now to potentially win the title, and then 4 games away from potentially getting into a Champions League final. So you'd rather that slip up happen in a game that actually didn't really matter. At the end of it.
And that's what I'm saying. It felt very comfortable. Look, they didn't play well, but they got at the end of the day, the result came in. They did what they had to do, and now that the players move on and the team moves on. So from that perspective. But the PSG Real Madrid game was an interesting one. Wonga goes to bed. I think I still tweet on the Goalloungetv, someone else tweets, or I don't even know who it was, but they tweet and they said,
wow, you can say it's you.
They said the game was pretty much. Do Real Madrid look like they're coming back? Do they? Like, that's the thing. That's where the game was poised. PSG in complete control. That's what it was. And then that moment of madness happens. Donnarumma, match fixing. I think it was match fixing.
We need to check his bet slips. We need to check his bet slips. He might have had a bet slip
bruh.
to say
Or
that
his
Madrid was gonna score.
his second cousin twice removed. That their bet slip, because you get
Yeah,
someone
exactly.
else to do it for you.
Exactly.
And he's
That's
Italian.
true,
He's the Italian guy. You need to check these Italians, boy. We know
Yeah,
the
man,
history
there's some
there.
guy.
Hey,
But yeah, so
But-
anyway,
was
that
madness.
happened, and then then the game just flips on its head. Then we see the pedigree of Real Madrid. The fans get behind them. Vinicius Junior rips a new one, and all of a sudden, the front three players, the typical when you've got the players that in a Messi, in a Neymar, Mbappe is arguably the better one out of the front three. But when you got those players and it doesn't go their way, you don't get much out of them when it doesn't go their way. They just don't
They're soft.
contribute to the team. Yeah, the rest of the midfield were completely outnumbered. The defenders were rattled, and that's what happened. They just overwhelmed them in midfield. I mean, Modric
They
absolutely
panicked.
dominated.
They panicked, yo. They panicked. They fell apart, yo. Like I said, Pochettino. Hey, it's
But
got
Wonga, you didn't
people
watch the game,
Hey,
bro.
but-
So
but-
what are you
but
even talking
did-
No,
about?
no. Look, I watched.
but
I watched.
you guys-
I watched the
But
highlights.
did you guys hear what does PSG stand for, guys?
What?
It's Paris Spurs Jermaine.
Oh,
Do you know that, guys? Paris Spurs Jermaine. That's the new team. That's the name, guys. Come on.
That's terrible, so.
Oh, snap.
I've got a question. I wanna, and this is
Come on.
this is posed to the people in the comment section as well. Everyone watching
I've got
us.
a question after you, Claudio.
Okay, you can ask that question. But which player for you currently is the best forward between Lewandowski,
Why are you taking my
Benzema,
question, bro?
It's Benzema.
Benzema,
It's Benzema.
Mbappe? Hang on,
It's
and
Benzema.
Salah. We got to throw
It's
Salah in
Benzema.
the mix.
No,
Only
no.
because I
It's
didn't mention
Benzema.
Salah yesterday, and people were saying, "Well, why is Salah not mentioned?" So
It's
you got those
Benzema.
4 options.
The
would you
the
take?
question completely wrong.
It's
The
Benzema.
question should
Then
be
ask the
who is the
question.
best striker in the world? Lewandowski,
Nah, but I was
Harry
giving you
Kane.
an option.
Lewandowski,
Harry
Harry
Kane.
Kane.
Harry Kane's not playing Champions League. It's irrelevant.
No. Okay, let me ask you this question, Claudio. If between Harry Kane, Lewandowski, and Karim Benzema, you had to sign someone for the Premier League in the transfer window in the summer. Who are you picking?
You picking
For
Harry
Premier
Kane.
League team. This is a predominantly based Premier League show. So who would you sign?
You're picking all Harry.
Obviously, in the Premier League is Harry Kane. Come on, man. Obviously, that's.
Yeah, because would you go
Yeah,
and
but
take
how
a
do
risk
you-
on?
But he's
How
younger.
do you
He's
know?
younger. And he's younger.
I'll take Mbappe at Liverpool.
No,
Harry
he
Kane.
didn't ask Mbappe. He didn't put Mbappe.
Okay,
in the
well, if you want to
options.
put
Yeah,
Mbappe there,
But that was
you
that
reckon
not
Mbappe is
multiple
better
choice,
than-
and then they give
No,
you
he
other
said
options.
striker. He said striker. So number 9.
Number
He's saying
9.
number 9.
Yeah,
Mbappe's
but
the
Mbappe
number
can
9.
do that for Liverpool.
He's
I
not-
think he could do that.
Do you reckon?
Mbappe's a winger.
Yeah, but I reckon you could put him. Look at how what Mane is doing now for Liverpool when Jota's out. I think Mbappe could do that. And I think
Okay,
he would suit. I think he would suit Liverpool better than Harry Kane.
But I think you
I'm just
messed up
saying.
the question. It's
Maybe I should-
Lewandowski,
his-
does he get a shot?
his question now it's apples and pears now. You know what I mean?
Okay,
You know,
okay, fine.
Nick-
Let's
Nick-
bring it back.
They can
Let's
put
bring it back
Nick-
to apples
they
and
can
apples.
put 3
Strikers,
different
number
apples,
9.
bruh. They can put in a Granny Smith, whatever
Alright.
apple, and put all the 3 apples properly, and then you brought in a pear.
Wonga's more of an orange guy, so let's compare the oranges. Wonga, which orange would you take out of Nick's oranges there?
Well, in terms of Nick's question, as in who's better for the Premier League, I would say Harry
Yeah.
Kane.
Take it Arsenal to help you compete in the Premier League, to potentially maybe even surprise everyone and go challenge for the title, and then compete in Europe if you make the top 4.
I would take Haaland, but based on your options, I'd say Harry
You
Kane.
can go Haaland.
He's
Haaland's
also
an
nice.
awesome man.
Haaland.
Okay.
I'd
yeah.
go Haaland.
You see now your
I
options,
just
guys.
wanna- Okay,
Yeah.
let's make it Lewandowski, Harry Kane, Karim Benzema, and Haaland.
Haaland.
Okay.
Haaland.
You'd still take Haaland.
Haaland.
take Haaland
Yes.
too,
Have you
so-
not seen the guy's goal scoring
He's
record?
younger, but he's younger,
Have you
guys.
seen
And he's younger, yeah.
Guys, I know he's younger, but tell me for 1 year. And Arsenal used to do this. You used to buy strikers and players there when they come into the
No,
end of their
but-
career.
But
No. Look, Arsenal, no, the end of the career, no. A striker. No, I don't remember a
You
striker.
telling
that
me,
bought at the end of his career.
Claudio, for me, I think
Adebayo.
Lewandowski improves your squad for a season.
He does,
Yeah.
but for how
Yeah.
long?
Season two.
no,
Haaland.
does he improves any squad.
Yeah, but
Haaland.
what if he
Look,
pulls
have
a
you seen
Cavani?
Haaland scoring record, gents?
So
If you keep that guy fit.
He is. But I personally think my personal opinion is it's always a gamble with foreign strikers coming, especially when they're coming towards the end of their career. Haaland would probably be a good bet, but he might not hit the ground running. Look at Sancho, what he did in the Bundesliga, and he's sort of struggled to find his feet at Man United fully.
But
he
to
will.
be fair, Ronaldo's also
No, he's
struggling
found,
at Man
but he's
United.
found his feet. I don't understand what
Yeah.
you're saying.
He's finding
Nick.
it. Sancho's
He's found
So
finding
it.
he's
it.
saying,
How
but he's
long
saying
did
second
it take?
time. He's saying
Yes,
second
yes.
time.
10 games left.
Listen, Nick, he found his feet as soon as Ranić came in. That he found his feet in end of December. So
German
no, but
They
Nick,
needed the German coach.
Nick, but you make it seem like he's not found his feet at all. Like you make it seem like he's poor. That's what you make it seem like. He's found.
No,
No, you said
literally
literally
he's a
putting
6
words
out of
in my
10.
mouth.
You're saying
no,
he's a
but you
6
said
out of 10.
no. Nick said.
I got 6 out of 10.
No,
Wonga, did
Nick
you
said-
get 6 out of 10? That sounded like Nick was
Nick
saying
said-
6 out of 10.
No, Nick said, you look at Sancho, he was burning up the Bundesliga. He hasn't found his feet at Man United. That's what you said.
But has he
took
has
time.
he set the
Yeah,
league
but
on
he's
fire?
not
yet?
wrong. He's not wrong. He's not
Has he
having
set
the
the
same
league on fire?
impact he had at Dortmund. Is he
He's
having the
looking
same
better.
impact that he
So-
had?
so-
He's looking
so-
better.
6 out of
But
10.
So who's
6 out of
been
10.
Manchester
Maybe
United's
5.5.
who's been Manchester United's best player this calendar year?
I don't know. You guys have been dead average. So
De
I-
Gea.
It's Sancho.
Gea!
Sancho probably has been our best player.
Here,
No,
De
Sancho's
Gea.
been
De Gea been the
because-
best player.
because listen,
He's
no,
said
that's
Maxwell-
not this
said
year,
Maxwell
not this
better than-
calendar year, not this
Said Maxwell
calendar year.
is better than Sancho. Said
No, he's
Maximum's
not.
better than Sancho.
He's not.
100%
He's
he
not.
is.
Oh
100%.
wow, what a lie.
No, but
You
he's
would
actually
say-
not wrong. Nick's actually not wrong there in terms of what St. Maximum's done for Newcastle.
Said
this
Maximum has
season.
to play with Chris Wood, bro.
Yeah.
Sancho has to
He's
play
not
with
wrong.
Maximum.
He's not wrong.
bro.
He's wrong.
Come on, man.
He's wrong.
The problem with Nick is he only watches one team play. He doesn't want. So if you don't see Sancho score a goal, then you think that Sancho hasn't played well. Watch football and see the guy perform
What did
instead of
Sancho?
watching Newcastle only.
Yeah, watch Man United and Sancho played against Newcastle. What did he do in that game? Do you remember?
He didn't play.
Zero. Zip
came
zero.
off the
He came
bench.
off the bench. Yeah, he was.
But
crap
that's in
when he-
December. That was in December. Who scored
Listen,
in the Manchester? Who scored in the Manchester derby?
He has been average. He's not even going to
He
start for
hasn't.
England. He won't. He'll just
He hasn't
be
been
a big
average. He
player
hasn't
for-
been average. Nick, this is something that you must actually go read up. Go go check some pages on Twitter that actually follow Manchester United.
I'm not
and
saying
we'll talk about.
Sancho is a bad player. I'm saying it's
You must look
taking
at
his time.
you must look
taking
at how many
time.
chances he's created. Look at how many chances he's created.
Okay, but
Because
then
right
if you're
now,
looking at chances, then also look at the amount of chances St. Maximum's created for Newcastle, no?
I'm
And
not.
he
I'm
carries,
not
he carries
fighting
the
with
whole
it, but I'm
Newcastle.
saying the fact that Nick, you can see that he's out of touch with other clubs. He just watches one club.
You know what I'm seeing though,
Okay,
Silo,
but-
is every time
but-
every time there's a view that's different, that's always your argument. What do you want to say there, Wonga?
No, but no, that's
The
what
player
I'm
that's been
seeing.
better than
That's-
both
that-
of them
that-
is
That's what I'm
Okay.
seeing.
Emil Smith Rowe.
No
Emil
way,
Smith Rowe's been better than both of them.
No, man.
Throw him in the
No,
mix.
man.
How many goals does he have? Goals
No,
and
man.
assists.
No,
There's
man.
no ways.
Come
You
on.
can't compare Sancho and Emil Smith Rowe. You can't.
guys.
Emil
Guys.
Smith Rowe has 10
Okay,
goals.
so should we get
How
back
many does
to the
Sancho
topic?
have?
So,
No,
so,
actually,
so,
I
so,
don't think that's a bad
so-
shot. I actually
Nah,
think Emil
man.
Smith Rowe is
I am
probably-
telling
if I
you,
had to pick-
it's
If I had to pick between the three, I'd go with Emil Smith Rowe as well. I think
No,
this
I
season-
wouldn't.
you,
I wouldn't.
Smith
I
Rowe
wouldn't.
has had a better season than Sancho. You
Nah.
can't even.
I wouldn't
I
go.
think
I
you
wouldn't
can't
go
getting
even
back
for
to-
compare.
Guys, getting back to the topic,
I'm just
I think
telling
the
you.
most underrated striker in those four is Karim Benzema, and he proved that last night. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's so underrated.
But guys,
At the age
guys,
of
you need to-
34, the man
guys,
is
you need to-
banging in
35.
goals.
you
He's
need to,
35.
guys, you
35.
guys need to go back to earlier shows from this season. What did I say? I said the best player in the world at that point in time was Karim Benzema, and he's proving
I
it.
remember.
And I mean, I've
You
said
did
this.
say
Remember, I've been saying this. When him and Salah,
Yeah.
I think they had like 8 goals in like 6 games or something each,
Yeah.
and then Benzema
was
was
early.
only better. Yeah, Benzema was only doing better via assists. I think Benzema had
Yeah.
1 or 2 assists more. And I watch La Liga, and I've been watching what he does in La Liga. He tears it apart.
And the best thing that happened to him was Ronaldo leaving.
100%.
Because then he
100%.
became the main man.
But
100%.
I want to ask that question from
100%.
an Ronaldo perspective. Must be watching last night's game, sitting at United. Didn't even get called up for the Manchester derby or whatever the situation was there. Very
He's got an
suspect.
injury, man.
Yeah, injury, not injury. Apparently there were crunch talks happening with his agent today, but we do know United are worse than any sort of gossip magazine you'll ever find. So we don't know how true that is. But Ronaldo watching Benzema thrive and him sitting there at home, not even getting game time there on the weekend and seeing that and being like, damn, man, I'm only 2 years older than him. And we all know Ronaldo claims to be this, or not claims, he is sort of a fitness revolution when it comes to modern football and the age he's at. I don't know. What are your thoughts there, gentlemen? No one gives
I'm
a
honestly,
shit.
Claudia, I didn't hear a last bit of it because my thing is it only stopped freezing now, but when you're talking, it started freezing
Claudia,
like heavy.
I'm scared
I'm
scared to speak about a Man United player because Celo might just come here and fucking
No, you
bite
can
my head
speak.
off.
No, you can speak, man. You can,
No,
Ronaldo,
I
you can
don't know.
speak about
He's
him.
sitting, sitting at Old Trafford there thinking, what the hell am I doing
I
here?
don't know
Like,
what's
I'm
going
in
on.
the
I don't know
twilight.
what's
Make
going
me
on
look
guys,
there.
worse than what I am.
in all honesty as well, if you think about players like Ronaldo's what, 37 or 37 this year, or he just turned 37.
Yeah.
These guys are old. You know what I mean? I think as a footballer, you lose certain qualities that you have. You know, so he's lost a bit of pace. You know, when you put the ball behind the last man, he doesn't really get to the ball as quickly as he used to. You know, and also that sharpness isn't there that much. You know, even if you look at what Messi is doing, Messi is become more of a creator now. He's always been a creator, but he's doing more creating than scoring. And it's not because he's it's just also you're setting into a new team, new environment. There was a chance where Variety could have put a pass to him on a pedestal in the box, but Variety held onto the ball and didn't pass it to Messi, and Messi was so angry with him. But that's also now you're playing in a different league, in a different system, different team. You know, it would have been telepathic that Jordi Alba would have just passed him the ball or something like that, in that type of situation. Similarly with Ronaldo, he's come to Man United, not in the best moment. You know, I think if he was like a Man City, Ronaldo would have had 20
Been looking
goals.
better.
He would have been
Right?
20
I think he
goals.
regrets it.
I
You think
agree
he
with you.
regrets it?
Yeah,
Celo.
100% regrets it. I think he regrets it.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. You're
it
not
was
winning.
nice in the beginning. He's not winning. He's a winner, and he's seeing
Yeah,
the
he wants to
situation.
win.
The coach, they don't even have a coach. They've got an interim manager. He didn't come there for that. He's in the twilight. He wants to wrap up as much as he can
There
get.
was-
You know, and he's not.
There was something about a tweet that was made or something on Instagram saying that Ronaldo is not actually injured, and then his sister apparently liked it. I know you can
Yeah.
read as much as you want into that, but she liked the tweet or whatever it was. So I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't think he's gone AWOL, but I think you need a Ronaldo in a Manchester derby, like in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if he's injured, I guess.
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
trained the last
Hip
2-3
flexor,
days.
though.
Yeah, 2-3
The
days
hip
hasn't trained.
flexor. The man does hot pod yoga. He'll be fine with hip flexors. That's all I'm saying. But just going back to
Are you
back to the Messi,
are
the
you a
Messi
doctor?
comparison. No, yeah. I know enough from that perspective. I've been injured enough times in a football perspective, but I want to say like the sort of Messi sort of comparison. He does, yes, new club, the age. We look at Ronaldo, the age, but you know Ronaldo's been to enough clubs where he's performed and he's done the business.
Definitely,
Messi now, how much do we need to be looking at the fact that he hasn't just gone to any other team; he's gone to a team that is the best in its league. How much will we be looking at him going? He's really struggling here in terms of last night's performance and going to the Bernabeu. Like, how much should we actually critique his performance as an individual player and being one of the greats? I know he spent his entire career at Barcelona, but yeah, sorry. I'm just hearing myself there. So just from that perspective, what do you gentlemen think? Do you think we should be criticizing that on his behalf, going into a club now, and how is he dealing with Mbappe, who's actually outshining him right now?
Look, I think it's a tough and like you see that's the thing about Messi and Ronaldo with where they are at is the stuff that they've done, and obviously you're going to be critical about it. But I don't want to say that no, now that they can play horribly because now they've done so well in the past. But I do take into account that, especially with Messi. I mean, I think it was last weekend or the week before. I can't remember which team they played, but you thought it would have been an easy run for them, and they ended up losing. And you looked at the starting lineup on that. I looked at the starting lineup, and I was pretty shocked that they ended up losing the game. But and you look at a PSG that, like when Real Madrid, the first leg that that they played, PSG with Real Madrid. That's the sort of performance you'd expect from the team the whole time. I mean, the pressing and putting that much pressure on the team the whole time. But you can see Messi's only one man. I must say that again. And at Barcelona, they look like they worked for. I mean, you get the ball. Messi gets the ball. If Messi gets the ball, he does what he wants because they believed in him. They believed, yes, we're a team, and they know their strongest weapon in the team was Messi. And everyone else was willing to obviously bow down to that. But I think at PSG, you're not gonna get that. I mean, he went in the team. I mean, he took a few matches to get in, to get starting lineup, but he's not playing the same role that he did at Barcelona. You can see. It's not the same. It's not that he's just there at Barcelona. It's just another player. It's not someone where they think that this is the best player in the world. If we're in trouble, he will help us get out of it. Nah, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. I've watched a few matches and I can see it's not the same. So I wouldn't be too critical on Messi. On any situation. Ronaldo is something else. I don't know.
Am I allowed to speak, or am I forbidden from speaking?
It sounds good now.
No, I've just put on mute the whole time. I can't even say anything. I can't even interject. Nothing, guys. It's just what's happening, guys. Claudia, I can't hear you.
Your mic's
up. Your mic's up.
Oh, but I was saying, go ahead, Silo.
No, I'm just saying I can't speak. What's happening?
Interject.
You've been muted. It's not because the show is censoring you out. It's largely because the reverb's happening when Mwanga was speaking. So we just put you until he finished his point. Now you can speak there. Can you hear? Can you hear that reverb there? Can you hear that?
What reverb are you talking about, guys? I can't hear anything.
I heard it when I was speaking. I did hear it when I was speaking, and then it went off.
Anyway,
but
go ahead.
No more there.
No, it's all good.
So, Celo, at the end of the season, Ronaldo, does he stay? Does he go? And if he goes, where does he go?
He must go, man.
Go to Chelsea.
I want to clear out the club. I really want to clear out the Manchester United, guys. Ronaldo must go. I love the guy.
So he's the first clear. Who else would you clear out from Man United?
Who
else would you clear?
He's not the first clear out. He's just one of the clear outs. I think because certain players on certain situations. So like a Pogba's contract is running out, a Lingard's contract is running out. Let these guys go. And then Ronaldo's got 1 more year. So sell Ronaldo or cancel his contract so Ronaldo can go. He's not allowed in America, so he must go to Sporting Lisbon.
Why isn't he allowed in America?
Yeah, because of that case that happened back in the day. Yeah, so I don't think he's allowed in America. Or if he is in America, I don't think he will be comfortable.
He'll be on house arrest.
It's not dependent on which state he's in, maybe as well. So if he goes,
maybe. Yeah, but you don't want to be taking such chances. But
there might be games where he's not allowed to play. Like
exactly. So I think certain players just need to go, and then we must just start afresh. But
wait, so which players? I want to know the players.
Yeah, I said Pogba,
McTominay.
So we'll take Pogba.
Why must McTominay go?
Yeah, he's got the DNA that these players speak of.
I don't know why McTominay must go. McTominay is a good squad player.
Okay.
He's a good squad player.
I'm saying top 4, guys.
Yeah, Cavani can go as well. He is going. What I mean is he can go. He's
so
going.
Ronaldo, Cavani, Pogba,
Lingard.
Pogba will come to Newcastle.
Lingard, Mata.
You think he will? You think he'll get it?
Mata,
guys.
Matic.
McTominay.
No, but you see,
you're saving him.
You try to no. I wouldn't let go of McTominay. Why should I let go of McTominay?
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't let go of him. He was the one player in the derby that was fighting, man.
Don't listen to Claudio.
McTominay would walk into Arsenal's midfield. He's better than Xhaka. He's better than Lukonga.
He's better than Xhaka.
He's better than Xhaka. He's better than Xhaka. He's better than Lukonga. He's just only player that's better than him that's a proper 8 or 6 is Partey.
I agree with him though, but I do think McTominay gets given a bit of leeway because people still see him as a younger player, even though he's turning 24,
he's 25.
And he's a Man United player, so they give him a bit more leeway. But he's squad player. I don't think he's a bad one. Yeah.
Top 4, that's what I'm saying.
But Wonga, you need squad players in your team. Are you just gonna have players that they expect to start every single game? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, look, I don't know. Look, I mean, you're a fan. Maybe you would know better, but
he's a good squad player.
I don't know. I think,
good squad,
yeah.
Who else would you add?
But also Wonga, he's being played out of position. Eh? He's not a 6. Eh? He's not a 6.
What is
he?
He's
an 8. He's an 8. He's a box to box.
An 8 or a right back.
He's a right back.
No, he's a right back.
He's played right back. He played right back at the Euros.
He didn't. He played right center back in the back 3.
Oh, right center back. Yeah, so he was right back essentially.
But that's not right back. That's right center back in the back 3.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna be honest with you.
He can play as a 6.
I was just saying, Silo, you can't sell everyone in one summer, bro. You can't.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand.
When I look at Man United, I just feel that. I mean, I'm looking at their past successes. I just feel that they could find a better player in that position. That's the honest truth.
Wonga.
They could find better players.
Football is a squad game. We are not saying that he must be the starter in the team. We are saying he must be in the squad. Do you understand? A squad is a 25-man team. So I'm saying
their standards.
But you guys, you offloading Lingard, you offloading Pogba, you offload. So I don't understand now.
But we're offloading them because why? It's the easiest thing to do in terms of offloading. Wonga, it's either you have to offer Pogba a new contract, right? He's gonna go, so let him go. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let him go. Lingard has said that he's not going to sign a contract. Let him go. Cavani is going to leave. Let him go. Ronaldo has caused more troubles than good. Let him go. You know what I mean? Then you can start afresh. Yes, we've got other players
do you think that's the case? I mean, you've said it now. It's come from your mouth. Ronaldo's caused more trouble. Has he really caused more trouble? And maybe Wonga, you could
but that's the rumors. But that's the rumors.
No, I know that's the rumors. But what is your perception? Because that's what you're seeing now. You've said that, so you believe that.
But also, it's tough. It's tough, guys. It's tough. Ronaldo, when he doesn't start, he's doesn't help the team cohesion. You know what I mean? When he doesn't start, it doesn't help team cohesion. He's angry that he didn't start, and then he comes onto the field, and then he's angry. You know what I mean? So that doesn't help. It's not a good role. It's not a good role model for the youngsters. You know, when he's taken off, he's petulant and he gets angry that he's taken off. You know what I mean? So it's not a good image for youngsters. You know. So what I mean that is causing more harm than good is that cool. We're not playing to his strengths. Firstly. Right, so us not playing to his strengths, like he's a great header of the ball. How many headers has he scored this season? Probably like 2. We're not playing to his strengths. Let's move on. You know what I mean? Let's rebuild, proper rebuild. Let's start afresh. You know what I mean? Nick can use him there at St. James's. You know what I mean? Let's actually move forward as a club instead of just hanging on to this player. Because what's going to happen next season is that he's going to still be there next season. But we need to move forward and have a philosophy for the new manager. Now the new manager has to try and incorporate Ronaldo into his tactics, whereas he would like to have his own striker and own players. You know what I mean? So it's it doesn't make sense, man. It was a shirt selling transfer which sold shirts, and let's move on. We've sold enough shirts. Let's move on. Let's get to football. Hey,
does Fred stay?
Yeah, Fred has had up and downs. You know what I mean? You know, I think, squad game, guys. If you're having look, cool. You have a totally different 6 and 8 that start. So if we get 2 new 6s and 2 8s, so you get someone to replace Matic, if I could say that, and then someone to replace Pogba. So you got 2 new midfielders playing with Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. And then you move forward. Fred and McTominay on the bench. We've got Garner, who's doing well at Forest in the championship. He's been lighting things up. He comes in. You know what I mean? Wan-Bissaka, guys. These guys spent a lot of money on these players, right?
You think that price tag killed him?
Yeah, man. They need to find a way. But I think maybe do a loan him out to another Premier League team. Loan him out back to Palace. Back to Palace.
What about the man who beeps backwards every time he runs?
Who's that?
Captain Maguire.
Surely he's reached his time.
Maguire. Listen, Claudio.
He's got to go.
No, I'm saying, but if we say like you could, If you could,
price
Silo, if
tag-
you could, I'm saying.
backup covering.
If you
Hold on.
could.
but that's the problem, guys. Is that in football you can't just say like that. You know what I mean? You
I
have
know
to
I'm saying,
just,
but if you could, would you get rid of put Maguire on the
You were in
bench at
charge.
least? Would you put him on the
No,
bench?
If you've got, if
I'll
you've got,
give it a
if you've got
I'll-
30 million for him.
yeah, I'll
30
take
million, would you
I'll
take it.
goodbye.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take the 30 million. I'll take it easily.
But tell me,
Ah!
tell me.
I'll leave
I
it-
hear
I'll leave
Rashford.
it-
I hear Rashford is signing a pre-contract there with Newcastle.
Oh, shucks, even Rashford,
Hey, man, he can.
Hey.
Listen, guys.
But I think he can go as well. I think he can leave United, Rashford. I think his time's
I
done.
don't mind. I don't mind. We've got a youngster who's lighting up the FA Youth Cup, Garnacho, who can come through. So, hey, man, we got some
Where does
young
Rashford go?
Coming to us,
Rashford can
bro.
West
go to West Ham.
He'll do things at West Ham. I'm telling you.
Aston
they're the
Villa.
ones who'll take him.
Aston Villa.
Villa.
Aston
Oh
Villa.
yeah, Gerrard could do something with him there.
Let's do
Definitely.
Gerrard.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he needs to find his form. He needs to find his form, and he hasn't progressed as a footballer in the last season, last season and a half.
He's been worried about food banks
True.
rather than football.
Unfortunately,
Pooms is keeping his nickname alive. Captain Selo Maguire. Selo's changed it. He didn't want to see it.
I didn't change anything, but what do you mean?
That
I
was you, boy.
don't have rights. I don't have rights. I don't have rights. I don't have rights.
Look, he keeps changing it. Look at that. It keeps popping up. Look, every time he comes on the screen.
I don't have rights, guys.
Keep this one going anyway. Rashford linked with Villa. Oh,
Is
there
that
we
true,
go. Mark's
Vod?
saying, yeah, is it true though? Because I think it can work.
The
for
truth,
him.
I was just saying.
I think it can work for him.
He's linked with
No, that sounds
Newcastle
good. Yeah, I
as
see.
well, guys, but every player's linked with us.
Oh, shucks, I forgot Newcastle actually can afford him. If you know
Let's
what I mean.
talk- let's talk about you, though.
Even I'm linked with Newcastle, guys.
What are you gonna? What position are you gonna play there?
Eh?
Centre back on the bench or what?
No, centre back, bro. Like, Jamal Lascelles needs some competition there. Centre back, bro.
Oh shit!
Right,
Yeah,
gents, to wrap up, we might as well talk about the games that are happening this evening. So, Sido's going to complain because I put in a meet again, but it's for the good of the show here. Southampton versus Newcastle. What do you think's going to happen?
I just love how frustrated he's got. He can hear me, but he can't interject, as he said.
It's rubbish,
no,
guys.
that's
It's
just
rubbish.
actually-
This is poor treatment. How's it going, guys? How you guys doing?
This guy's
He's literally muting everyone else now. Yeah, he messes up the sound and then he puts everyone else on mute. Imagine.
No, but then but guys, you won't hear reverb if you're on mute, right?
That's true. We won't hear.
All right, Nick,
But,
let's get back to this. Southampton, the show's been now all over the place this evening. Let's go. Wonga, you want to touch on this?
Tricky
No,
game.
yeah. Let the Newcastle men start, man.
Tricky game. 8 games unbeaten. I do think it may come to an end either this game or the next. We play Chelsea on Sunday. But I've said that in the last 8 games as well. So anything's possible. I think Bruno might be unleashed tonight. Hopefully, if not tonight, it will be on Sunday. But I'm hopeful we can get a win. They coming off a large 4-0 defeat. I think it was at home against Villa.
Away.
They were at Villa.
Yeah.
Or were Villa at Saints? Oh, okay. But they're in good form themselves. I'm just hopeful we can keep the fluidity going and the quality going in terms of the performances, playing on the front foot, keeping the ball, being defensively sound. We still have only conceded 3 goals in 2022, which is incredible. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get a win. I am confident. I'm like fairly confident. But the Saints are not a bad team. So if we win, we're looking up the table and not over our shoulders. And yeah, looking forward to it.
This is the first time I've heard Nick not say, easy 3 points. It's like he's like, the Saints are a good team. They could beat us. We could draw. I'm cool. I've won 6 in a row. I really don't mind.
Hey, my brother's telling me that Bruno's starting, so now I'm excited.
Finally.
I'm excited to see. But it's unfortunate for him. He's come into a team where I am echoing a lot. Can you hear me, guys?
I muted him. You good to go?
We've got Willock, Joelinton, or Goalington, and Shelby, who have been phenomenal in our last 8 games. How do you change a winning formula? So Eddie Howe's been sort of fair in that sense, and I think Bruno's just had to be patient, and he's obviously getting his chance now. So yeah, I'm excited to see if we can potentially get something up and running with him, maybe an assist, maybe a goal. But yeah, Celo, you are right. 8 games unbeaten. We haven't had that in 10 years as Newcastle fans. So it's eventually going to come to an end. We must be honest with ourselves. So yeah, looking at the 2 teams we have next, we've got 4 games in a row away from home now. So it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, look, I think I agree with Nick on that point. I think not fully, but I mean, if you look at West Ham, they're also on a good run, and they just made their match last week. I got a funny feeling, man. Newcastle, guys, there's too much. There's too much hope in. There's too much excitement in that team, man. And I think even when they're playing away, the guys are gonna bring in as much noise as they can for the team. I mean, Newcastle have been good as well. They've also been good away as well. And I think they can get away with the results, even a point. But and Southampton have been good, But to this Southampton, I mean, they can. Yes, they had their good run of form, and they met the match last week. They conceded 4, and I just think Newcastle might get them stumbling again. If they're not able to, correct what they did the last time.
Claudio,
and Brighton, okay, I mean, Claudio is dying, bro.
The man's dying.
and Brighton. Brighton. I mean, they need to struggle against them.
He goes off, and then he still has me on mute.
No, you're not on mute.
No,
you're good now.
I muted myself because he left. He was dying. They was like,
but now there's no reverb or something.
So maybe it's him.
Yeah, I was thinking. Look, it's okay. I heard it slightly, but I shouted. But it's better now.
Guys, is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, but okay, I can hear, but it's small. Then that's better.
Okay.
But I think I think
you need some water.
I would say Newcastle. I would say Newcastle take the game 1-0.
What is key though, Celo? We've spoken about this before. Southampton can leak a lot of goals, eh?
They can. They can.
So when you open them up, you literally open them up. But the biggest, the funniest thing for me is this game is a postponed game, and Rolf.
Oh, is it?
Huttenhardt was complaining, saying no, they mustn't be able to play any of their new signings because they knew Newcastle had money. So
that's interesting.
Interesting to see what his comments are. Now that's a lot of bullshit.
That's an interesting take, eh?
So yeah, he must essentially, if I'm honest with you, he's probably been very short-sighted in the sense that his own injured players then shouldn't be allowed to play as well at the time.
That's correct. It must be fair on all the grounds. Yeah, I agree with that. Nick is correct.
That's fair. No, that's fair, guys.
Yeah, that's
how do you see this one going?
So what do you guys think will be the scoreline for tonight's game between the Saints and Newcastle?
I say 1-0.
To who?
Newcastle.
1-0 or 1-0 to Newcastle. Okay. And Nick, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 2-1 win for the Toonami.
Okay. I think
I know Celo's gonna bring me down to back to earth.
I think it's gonna be 2-1 to you guys as well. I think you guys, the momentum is with you guys. I think with the new with Bruno Guimaraes playing tonight.
I can't say it either. We need Claudio for that.
Vod says 3-1 to Newcastle.
Thanks, Vod. We're still on for our bet, eh? A round of drinks.
Pum says Southampton can think they Barcelona at times and leak goals. Wow. What's from safe? Okay, that's cool. And then there's another there's some other interesting games happening tonight. There's Norwich versus Chelsea. As we know, Chelsea won't have the 3 logo on their shirts tonight. So
is it off?
Yeah, it's off. Yeah, so they've suspended their sponsorship effective immediately. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the shirts that they had ready for tonight's game.
Man.
But yeah, that's tonight's game. So what do you guys think?
You know, like South African style, they'll put tape over the the front of
just put black tape, put black tape all over it. So
I'll die if that happens, folks.
What do you guys think in terms of this game? What are your predictions?
I think, if I'm honest with you, I think Norwich are dead in the water.
Yeah.
Chelsea, it might be a good time to play Chelsea because they might be a little bit rattled. Players aren't sure of their future. But I only see this going one way. Chelsea 2-0 win.
Okay.
Yeah, I say 4. I mean, if they play again like they play Havertz, if they do what they did in the previous match and not play Lukaku up front, if they're playing that fluid, 4. It can be a 4 now.
1-1 says 1-1. Wow, I can't believe it, eh?
Back in
Why,
his team.
Is it okay? I think this game is going to be a 3-1 victory to Chelsea. They've been playing quite well. I think they were unlucky, as I said, in the League Cup. And I think they'll probably flush out all the noise and try to give their fans something to cheer about in that game. And then the last game that we're gonna maybe it's the last game that's happening.
I guess for tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for tonight. Yeah, but another one that's happening tonight is
Leeds
versus Vaz's team. Villa. What do you guys think is going to happen in this game? Villa won 4-0
in a draw. The only reason I'm saying that is because I need to catch Vaz's Aston Villa there to finish above them, so they can't win again because then the gap becomes too big. So I'm going to say 1-1 draw, Leeds and Villa. But if Leeds lose this game, I see them only going straight back to the Championship.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with Nick on that one. I think Leeds are gonna have to put up a fight. Despite what manager says, whatever is going on, I think the players, I would hope that they put up a fight. So I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, they only conceded 1 goal. They only conceded 1 goal in their last game.
Who's that?
Yeah, I'll say 1-1 draw.
Yeah, so they're trying to sort it out, but they need to contain that. They need to contain that Coutinho because he was a flipping boss.
He was too hot. But everyone in the comments has said that Villa's going to win. Everyone has said Villa's going to win. So I think that's a consensus as well. I would agree with everyone in the comments. Villa's going to win this game 2-1. I think Leeds may snatch a goal. And then the last game that's taking place midweek is Wolves versus Watford. Just what do you guys what's your predictions for this one?
I think what's interesting tonight, guys, is there's 2 teams in that relegation zone that, you know, if they lose, it becomes a very difficult situation, especially if the other teams win this weekend. So, you know, Wolves have been on a little bit of a blip at the moment. I think they've lost the last 2.
Definitely.
And they're very, very hard to break down at home. They don't score many goals, but they don't concede many.
Yeah.
So it's all or nothing for Watford, but I can only see Wolves coming away with a win, but probably like a boring 1-0 win.
Okay, so you're seeing a Wolves 1-0 win. Wonga?
Yep.
I say Watford win 1-0.
Oh wow!
You think they need to? You think they need to? Is it like out of desperation?
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they're gonna. Watford, Wolves they've won. They've lost now 3 in a row. And I think both teams are going to come out there fighting because Watford can still get out. And to be honest with you, when Watford played Arsenal, they have players that can actually win a game. The players are not that bad, to be honest with you. Just watching them, they look like they could. I looked at their position. I was like, obviously it's the Premier League, but geez, they have players that can hurt Wolves, especially on the run of form that they're on.
They drew to Man United and nearly snuck something against Arsenal, so they have something about them.
Yeah. No, they do. Arsenal were very fortunate because Ramsdale got excited and he was decided, oh no, let's play. Well, not excited.
No, you know what his name is. You know what his name is.
What's his name?
It's Ramsdale. I remember it now because he's making flipping errors. It reminded me those errors. Just said, Ramsdale.
You never know his name when he does well. You know his name when he does poor things. It's just typical. But what's your score?
I say 1-0 to Watford.
Okay, you said 1-0. Or Nick said 1-0 to Wolves,
Wolves, yes.
and then Wonga 1-0 to Watford. I think
The
it's going to
battle
be.
of the W's has to
I
be
think
a
it's going to be.
winner.
I think it's going to be a goalless draw, guys.
You sit on the fence.
That's also a
No,
possibility.
but guys, it's just Wolves, guys. Sometimes they'll just give you nothing. They don't
Yeah, I
concede much.
know,
They don't
you're
score
right.
much. It can never be 4-0 with a Wolves game. They can never win 4-0. They can never lose 4-0. It's always 1-0, 2-1,
Yeah, it's very
0-0.
close.
You know, it's very close games.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
agree with you.
and then just your final thoughts, gents, for the evening. We won't cover the weekend's games. There's just too many to go through, but obviously we'll cover them in the cool down next week, Tuesday.
But guys, it's been a good show. I like the banter. I like rattling you, Cello. I like to tell you Sancho hasn't found his feet, and maybe he'll find his feet in these next couple of games. But also, I hope you know I'm just joking. But it's been a good show, lads. And yeah, I'll chat to you guys next week, and we'll pick it up from there.
Wonga?
Yeah, look, I think. Well, for me, yeah, good show. Arsenal should technically be top 3, guys. If you guys seen the news, that's my final thought for today.
No, thanks, gents, and thanks to everyone in the comment section. Warren, Pums, Arjun, Vards, Sam. I saw Sam as well there somewhere. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Alex, Nick's brother. Don't forget, guys, next week XP Arena opens up on Wednesday. Register your team. Let's get a team going.
Tuesday.
Oh, so Tuesday. Sorry, it opens up
But
next
we
week.
need we actually
on the
need a
15th.
Goal Lounge team to come down on Wednesday. So we must just chat in our Discord channel. If you're not
Must figure
part of
out.
our Discord channel, I don't know where the link is. We need to get them onto our Discord channel and they can chat to us about football. But in our Discord group,
Yeah.
we need to organize a team. So
Yeah,
we'll
we can
chat
do that.
about
We can definitely do that. We can
Yeah,
definitely do
that's
that.
proper. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay, no,
good,
cool,
boys.
I
guys.
agree with that.
Have a good week. Have a good
Oh.
weekend, guys. Hopefully, I bring back 3 points, and then maybe I even beat the Chelsea there that
On
is
Sunday.
in a shambles at the moment.
Oh yeah, hey, that's like everything is falling into place for Nick
Wow.
and for my team
So-
to get top 3. That's the way. Yes.
So maybe
Vaz-
get a
Vaz-
point deduction,
Vaz-
guys. Listen to this. Thank you, Vaz.
Vaz just posted the link there.
Hey, if they get a
However,
points deduction, there might be an opportunity for Newcastle to then sneak into the Europa Conference League.
Okay.
That'll be
okay.
hectic, eh?
Let's keep an eye out for that.
Let's see. All right,
but great
oh,
show,
we
great show,
definitely
great
sneak
show,
into
gents.
Champions League.
but we know how to end the show, guys. You know how to
Yeah,
end
on
the
a
show.
Thursday. On a Thursday. How do you end the
Thursday,
show?
it's all about
One,
Arjun. 2,
1, 3.
It's
Stop
3.
it.
Stop it.
Nick, let's poor. Let's poor form.